Okay, am I recording? I don't know if I'm recording, but I think I'm recording. Um, Hello. The reason I haven't posted in, I have a life. No. Okay, so I recently made a new channel with my face, but then I deleted all my videos because my friends found out. So, classmates, my friends, and then they laughing at me, the cringy videos I did. So I deleted everything. I was really focused on this season. But anyway, I'm back here. So let's react to Storytime Animated. No one knows I'm a detective.
Hi, I'm Anastasia, and I was born to the most loving parents ever. Mom was a lawyer, and we'd always play games where she pretended I was her lawyer and she was my client.
I find you guilty of drinking my cereal. I sentence you to 100 years in prison.
Oh, please, have pity on me, Judge. But then she suddenly left me and Dad when I was 5, and we never heard from her again. I had to grow up with a dad who was obsessed with computers and electronics. Dad could fix just about anything.
Where does this go?
Right here, Daddy.
He taught me everything I knew about electronics. In no time, I started to mess with them like they were nothing. In fact, I wanted to be an engineer, just like him. But then one day, while we were busy with a robot project, we suddenly heard a loud machine noise coming from outside. When we ran out to check what it was, we were surprised to find 2 bulldozers staring at us.
Sir, this property belongs to Kent Inc. We are under instructions to demolish it. What? Tell Mr. Kent that he can kick rocks. Sir, please move out of the way. You have 5 seconds, and we won't ask again.
But Dad and I were not about to let these crazy people just tear down our building. So we linked arms together and stood in front of the store courageously. The
Bruh, this is one of those
and drove
cartoons
their
where they
bulldozer
suck.
towards us without any care for our safety in the world. Dad and I had to jump out of
No.
the way. After we lost our store, Dad fell ill and went into a long coma. I stayed by his bedside every day,
No.
holding
Okay,
his
he lost
hand
both of
and
his
hoping
parents
for the best.
basically, or her
Everything is
parents.
going to be okay, Dad. I promise to get payback on Harry Kent for doing this to you. I didn't
Who the hell
know
is
I was
Harry
going to do
Kent?
it, but it was
Anyway.
going to happen. I swore it. After Dad's coma, I had to move in with my mom's wealthy cousin, Aunt Jenna. Dad had no relatives, so she was my only option. What are those? Aunt Jenna was an upper-class woman who was always cold towards me. She hated my passion for electronics and treated my projects like trash. Oh, those are my robot models, and Dad and I used to... Security! Please dispose of that trash. My models were like my life. I couldn't let that happen. Please don't throw them away, Aunt Jenna. I'll keep them out of your way. I promise. I looked at
Okay,
her
she's
face.
begging
Agreed,
already.
she'd agreed.
Okay.
Fine, you can keep your trash, but make sure I never see them. I sighed, relieved. Aunt gave me the worst room in the house, the basement, while she and her daughter was sunbathing by the pool. While she and her daughter,
Sorry
Geraldine,
about that.
lived like royalty in the biggest rooms. Geraldine was the spitting image of her mother, mean, spoiled, and evil. Once, while she was sunbathing by the pool, I was passing by with a glass of juice and tripped over her foot, which was in the way. She went berserk.
You clumsy oaf! You ruined my bikini!
I'm so sorry, but your shoes were in the way.
That's no excuse, you fool!
I'm actually a very
No.
smart fool, if you want to know. And then
Jeez,
later that day,
tripping.
while I was fixing some robot parts in my room, the she-devil walked in and dumped a bucket of water on my robot.
Oops! I thought that was trash, just like everything else in this basement.
I saw red and immediately pounced on her. Aunt Jenna heard us fighting and showed
Pushing
up.
is
She pushed me
pouncing,
away
okay.
from her daughter. How dare you come into my house and attack my child? I tried to explain, but she wouldn't even listen. It's those useless robots, isn't it? I'll seize them all. No, please. They're the only things I have left of my dad. You should have thought of that before you attacked my daughter. I felt like my whole world had fallen apart after what Aunt Jenna did. I wish Dad could wake up and rescue me from this house of wickedness. After nearly a month of staying with her, Aunt enrolled me in the same private high school as Geraldine, and I settled in nicely. With time, I became the top student in my class.
Anastasia, an A+ again. You should teach your cousin, and maybe her D could turn into a B.
Geraldine burned with jealousy, but that didn't bother me. She might be the queen in her house, but when it came to the books, I ruled supreme. A few weeks before summer break, my school planned a basketball game. The physics club, which I was in charge of, were helping out with the electrical system in the gym as the cheerleaders practiced their routine. I looked at Geraldine as she practiced. She looked so perfect. If only she wasn't mean all the time.
What are you staring at, weirdo?
Your makeup makes you look like Ursula. Her royal meanness stormed up to my ladder and shook it, knocking me to the ground.
No. Okay, I'm sorry about the ads, guys. I don't have YouTube Premium like some of YouTubers. I'm so sorry.
The deficiency at its root to relieve these symptoms so you can put life back in your hands. Neurobian.
How dare you, you monster! Before she could charge at me, a nerdy kid wobbled into the gym and tripped over some wires, making the lights go off. I could hear him rummaging around the wires for 20 minutes, yet the lights weren't coming on.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm new here.
I found my way in the darkness towards him. Hey, let me help. You might shock yourself if you keep messing around with the wires. With my understanding of electronics, I connected a few wires in the dark, and the lights returned. When the lights came on, I saw the boy's face clearly. And, oh boy, he was handsome.
Wow. How did you do that?
It's just a fuse. You displaced it when you were going over the wires.
That's impressive. My father owns a robotics company. I could recommend you for an internship whenever there's an opening.
Wait a minute. His father? Who's your father? I asked out of curiosity.
Harry Kent. By the look on your face,
I'll bring
I'm
a
guessing you
podcast.
already know him.